Yo, what up, YouTube fam? You are now tuned in to Inside the Mind of a Millionaire. Today we doing a podcast with my man Dave, The Power to Change. Come on, let's roll.
Back is yours truly, Dave, the DJ, and we are here with another edition, another episode of The Power to Change. We got a really dope guest in the house, my main man, VA, the infamous or famous, whatever you want to call it, entrepreneur, enthusiast, owner, founder of Houston's famous Candy Shack, Daiquiris to go. Man, we're going to hear all about it. But I want you to do me a favor, man. Appreciate you for coming on.
No doubt.
And kicking it with your boy.
All love.
Man, it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to have this conversation for so long for a number of reasons. One, just because of the whole entrepreneurial spirit, man. And coming from where we come from, I feel that your story can help dismantle a lot of myths behind what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. But before we get into all that, man, why don't you do me a favor and tell the world a little bit about VA, the human, the person, because you're a real dude, like, right?
Of course. Shit, man, I'm from Virginia originally. I moved to Houston in high school. I've been down here ever since. I went to Lamar and Beaumont. Yeah.
Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, Beaumont, Texas. That's where I went to school at. And after college, I moved to Houston, and I've been here ever since. So I used to be a club promoter, and I rolled into a few different things, and that's kind of how I got started into this. But yeah. So
that's it.
Regular, man. Just like everybody else. I went to high school, went to college.
So you actually did go to school. You went to school. You eat the same foods we eat.
Yeah. Put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
That's it, man.
Ain't no different.
We share a familiar acquaintance, man. My main man Mooch, celebrity barber, keeps us both looking.
Yeah, keep us both fresh.
Keep us both fresh.
You know what I mean?
But tell me a little bit, man, because what I really want to know. We are actually here in your Washington Ave store, right here in the Heights of Houston, Texas. But this wasn't the first store.
Nah, this is the fifth. This is the fifth one that I opened.
Mm-hmm. But before we get into like the progression of how you got to number 5 or whatever number you on right now, before we get there, tell me about the Candy Shack itself. Like, how it started, where the idea came from, what's it all about, what is the Candy Shack?
So the idea of Candy Shack, so I got family that's from Louisiana originally. So, going down there, when I was in high school and stuff like that, or when I was growing up, I would go down there and I would see them selling daiquiris. Daiquiris, in my opinion, originated in New Orleans. It originated in Louisiana. So seeing that and then being here in Houston, I was like, I had seen it in college. They had one in the town I went to school at. And when I was down here, I was thinking to myself, damn, man, what if I open up a daiquiri shop? And I started, playing with the idea and trying to figure out how could I make this shit different and stand apart from other daiquiri shops. I didn't want to do the same thing everybody else was doing. I wanted it to be unique. I wanted it to be fun, cool. I mean, like if you come here, you see that, this ain't like your typical daiquiri shop. This doesn't look like New Orleans or it doesn't look like you walking up and down Bourbon Street or Canal Street. You know what I mean? It's a different vibe. It's a different feel. So I wanted it to be different. So that's why I wanted.
No, absolutely, man. I think I told you when we first got together, and before I even knew, we had seen each other at the shop a lot, getting our hair cut, and but it's funny because this was like one of my wife's favorite spots to frequent. And this was before I even knew that you was the one who started it. So it's definitely got a fun vibe. I mean, we got the games spread out, everything from like classic Uno to Sorry. I already told you that it's going down on the Connect 4. Like I'm unbeatable.
Oh, nah, we gonna play for you, bounce. I'm gonna see because I'm pretty much undefeated on Connect 4.
All right, we're gonna change that today. We're gonna see. But anyway, man, tell me a little bit about some of the different flavors and all that good stuff, man. Like what, when it comes to daiquiris. And the fun atmosphere, like what makes it so unique, man? Like what makes people just come here from all over the city?
Man, I think honestly one of the biggest things that make it unique, man, is the flavors. We tend to make our daiquiris a little bit sweeter, and all of them come with candy. So any daiquiri that you're gonna get, hence the Candy Shack.
Come on.
It's gonna come with candy. We're gonna let you put your candy on your drink, decorate it up real nice. So you can get a different vibe.
Yeah, I was already sneaking in the back trying to scrap up and steal some of them gummy bears and gummy worms. I'm just saying. And just for those of you out there, I already know what y'all thinking. Y'all know your boy Dave's been sober for like 8-9 months. Hey, do y'all
we got version daiquiris.
All right, cool.
For those
Cool.
that don't drink and those that don't drink or women that are pregnant or kids that they want to come by, we got version daiquiris. We do have a large range of daiquiris with alcohol, but we also have the version selection for those that don't drink.
Hey man, you gotta hit everybody, man. I can already see people right now like turning up their eye, like, "Dang, at the Candy Shack." Yes, I'm at the Candy Shack. No, I'm not drinking. It's like 11 o'clock.
Dave is drinking a virgin daiquiri.
Come on, it's going down, full of all the fixings. But tell me this, man, because this is what I really want to know. And I've been dying to ask you this. The first store on Richmond Ave. So we know where the idea came from. It's like roots in New Orleans and like Cajun culture. But how did it start? Like, what did it take to open up that first location?
Shit, everything I had.
Like, okay.
So when I opened that first one, man, I started it, with 18 grand.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. Like, boys be coming in here giving me like the philosophical answers. Be like, man, it started with the dream and the passion.
I mean,
I get that.
That's what it started with. It started with a dream. I remember sitting in my crib, in 2014 and concepting the idea and sitting down, putting pen to paper and trying to figure this shit out. Like, what am I gonna do? Like I started planning, what am I gonna name? And I remember writing down, 50 names and trying to go through the names and just planning, just doing that and trying to see what it was gonna cost, what I needed to do to get it done. Like, I was really just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I figured it out. Yeah. So I started with 18 grand.
Did you know, like when you first started, all right, it's gonna take 18 grand, or did you just have 18 grand and was like, all right, this is what I'm gonna allocate, and did it cost you more than that, or like?
Honestly, I didn't know what it was gonna cost, and I didn't have 18 grand.
So where did the money come from?
I mean, well, I ended up coming up with 18 grand, but I ain't have 18 grand to start.
I got you.
But I'm a hustler. I gotta make a way. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing taxes beforehand.
Okay.
So I started doing taxes, and I took that money from tax season and I rolled it into the daiquiri shop. So that's where that 18 grand came from.
And the reason why I asked, I don't mean to cut you off, but like a lot of people out there want to start a business.
Yeah.
And they stay in that dream phase. They stay in that idea phase, right? They have the concept, they got the like design, right? And it's a bomb idea. I know a lot of like potential wannabe entrepreneurs who have great ideas, but like you said, you put pen to paper. Like, you had 50 different names to, try to choose from. I'm sure you solicited from your friends and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, but like, the difference between the idea to like, all right, bet, I need to go get this paper because it's gonna take some startup capital for whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to hear, man. So like, after the 18 grand, the name, what happened next, man?
So what happened next? So I mean, the 18 grand came as I was building, because I ain't drop it all at once.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I tell people, shit, if you starting something, you don't gotta have it all together right away. Because I mean, obviously, 18 grand ain't get me to here.
Yeah.
So I started with what I had. I just, matter of fact, I didn't even own my first machines I bought. I rented them. You know what I'm saying? So I rented daiquiri machines and I got a liquor license, and I figured out, the different components as I was going. So sometimes you're not gonna be ready all the way. Right. I tell people, I feel like those that stay in dream phase are, they like to be perfectionists. They like to sit there and they like to, try to make it work before they start. Sometimes you just gotta jump. You gotta spread your wings and fly.
Come on.
That's the only way you're gonna learn to fly.
Yeah.
You can't stay in the nest forever.
Hey, I feel that, like, there's a chapter in my book, shameless plug, by the way. There's a chapter in my book, it's the last chapter, it's called Action. And I talk about the 3 things that prevent people from taking action. And one of those things is actually planning. And people trip when I say it. They're like, yo, isn't planning an essential part of taking action? I'm like, yes and no, because what a lot of people do is they overplan. They plan themselves out of taking action. Like, you ever met somebody who's like overweight? Yeah. And they wanted to work out, and they go to the academy and they buy all the workout gear, the matching shoes and the matching shirt. They get like the headphones, like they look decked out. By the time they do all that and they get all the gear and everything that they need to work out, they too tired to even go work out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, if you really want to lose weight, throw on them busted up tennis shoes and just get out there and put one foot in front of the other. and figure out the rest as you. And that's what it sounds like.
Sometimes you just gotta just do it. You just need to say F it and go for it.
Yeah,
that's it.
So the first shop was undeniably successful.
Yes.
Right. It was how long from the time you broke ground and had the grand opening for the first joint to when you were like, yo, I'm ready for a second? Like, or beyond that, when you started the first one, did you ever see yourself having multiple?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first started, I was just trying to make some money. So for me, I was.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Shit, I was just, you know, for me it was an investment. You know what I mean? I'm like, shit, you know, I like the idea, and I want to try to, you know, make a little money. You know, a couple $1,000s a month, be able to pay my bills, keep living, keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you know, it did that for me at first, and then somewhere along the lines, it took off.
Yeah. What do you think? All right. So I'm gonna get to my next question in just a second. You just said something else. What do you think was like the turning point from when you opened it to where it took off? What was that takeoff moment for the first store that was like, yo, we can really blow this thing up?
So I'll tell you, when I opened the first store, I opened it in August of 2015.
Okay.
And you know, August is going into the fall. You know, school has started back. So that whole fall, winter, it was okay. It wasn't that busy. You know, I remember standing in the Daiquiri shop, you know, from the time we opened to the time we closed, being in there 12 hours a day by myself.
Right.
Somebody got to do it. I remember sitting there all day, and like I said, it was cool. He's making a couple $100s a day, you know, not even sometimes. But you know, I stayed the course, and I think what really set it off is I stayed consistent, and then when spring, summer came, that's when it took off.
Yeah.
When that weather warmed up, and then people really wanted to drink daiquiris when it was 80, 90, 100 degrees outside.
Come on, H-Town.
Yeah, H-Town weather, when it hit 100, that's when the shit took off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just rolled, and you know, I never gave up. I never lost hope, never lost faith. I kept believing in my product. I kept believing in myself. I kept believing in Candy Shack.
Yeah.
Shit just